Okay. Hey guys, you got Lady Hippy this morning. I'm at the bar. So you got Lady Hippy at the bar. It is for entertainment, if I can speak correctly today. Purposes only, which probably going to be a howler, bitch, I'll tell you. I still ain't got over the assassination shit. So, yeah. Yeah. Those of you who are seeing me, please hit the like, hit the dislike, come talk to me. Put in a comment. I'm trying to get into live chat. I know that at this time slot, most people really aren't able to run around with this. Forgive me. I'm cleaning the house today, and I said, okay, I'm going to take a break because I've been listening to excerpts of other people responding to the attempted assassination attempt. Attempted and attempt. That's a correct sentence if I ever heard one. So, I don't know. Now they use pled instead of pleaded. Yeah. No cursive. But Sharia law. What? Yeah, it's freedom of religion, but they're not push on the rest of us. And we all have racist problems, want to kill them all because we don't believe like they do. And I don't know if anybody seems to be catching up with all this crap. I'm trying to be a lady here. Don't say it. So everybody's trying to say, oh no, that's not what happened. This happened, that happened. This is, I said yesterday on my broadcast, I said, I didn't actually see this live. I saw it a few minutes after it happened and began running through the footage and, grabbing that footage and I love the 21st century. So I'm grabbing that footage and I'm going through frame by frame by frame. I'm like, nope, no Secret Service. Nope, no Comlink. Nope, nobody tall enough to be around the president to shield him. I swear to God, it was this. I mean, he's a West Point graduate. Again, creme de la creme. This is where you get your presidents and your leaders of war, Eisenhower, and so forth, General Lee's and Grant. These are some good examples throughout history that these are the guys from West Point. You don't just get up and say, I'm going to West Point today. No, you have to be damn good at a lot of shit. I am being a lady, don't say it. In order to be recommended to attend West Point. Check it out. No, this is not your regular army. It's not volunteer shit. No, you have to be put in there by a senator, a congressman, a governor. Yeah. Now they have a lot of women in. Long time after the army did, because I know I was the first company of women. I was with the first guy. Actually, I was the highest ranked. But in any event, yeah. Instead of WAC Corps, they had us layover. They didn't tell us. We got out. We're in the regular army at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and now at Fort McClellan in Alabama, which is where the WACs were trained and disbanded. Had we failed, what I understood when I did go higher up and work in D.C. was that they would have waited at least another 5-10 years before trying it again. So we had a lot of fun with this shit. We had Vietnam Airborne Rangers for drill sergeants, so they're pretty serious shit. Okay, yeah. And these women are now fighter pilots and so forth. But I'll still be high. I hold my head high. I kicked down that damn door. I'm 5'2". I weighed 98 pounds when they gave me a 10-pound wafer. 18. No, I wasn't quite 18. I had to have signature from the parents and stuff. I graduated college and high school twice, 2 different ones, that kind of thing. Just rank, ROTC, all that. So, yeah, loved it. So I've been, like I said, checking this stuff out. Since I've taken a break, gang, I decided I'd have me a mini Coke. And I see other people do this too. And like I said, I'm taking a break. I'm apparently blind as a bat because I can't seem to find out one of the 3 openers that I don't have in the kitchen. There we are. We do have them in the kitchen. I'm actually a stone's throw from the kitchen, but wow, that was difficult. Really was, Army, I swear. I'm an Army vet. Just a fumble, but excuse me. So now that we have a Coca-Cola and a reason to sit down and talk to y'all, which a lot of people think I'm nuts about, it's fun. So again, if you do see me, like, share, subscribe. I'm fun. For some people. We are at the bar. So again, I have my mini Coke. I'm taking a break. That's what I'm going to call it anyway. Now, my husband does give me a lot of leeway. Bless him. Uh, happy life, happy wife. I don't know why this won't stay where I put it, but again, I was cleaning and it just cleaned me at the same time to come up here. This is a song called by Idiot. I don't know how I got there. I was, oh, he passed away. Well, that's one hell of a thing to see. I was watching the CBN network, their broadcast with Gordon Robertson. I like him. Ordinarily, you would hear me say, I don't believe in organized religion, that kind of, and I don't. That does not mean I don't believe in what we call God and so forth and so on. Angels, yes, I totally do. I have more than one reason to do so, not just on blind faith. And if you look for it, you can find proof of these things. And I love the fact that I love the 21st century. It's all at your fingertips. You want to go see Patrick? Just take a virtual tour. Doesn't cost you anything. It's not hot. You're not looking at camel sweat. Let's see, my golden mics may be a little too close when I'm crazy. So I said yesterday when I was doing this and picking this stuff apart that I noticed many things. One, Trump is tall. He's not just 6 foot. He's like 6'4", I think. In any event, I could not. Now that's kind of outdoing me. I don't know what to do with it. But that's Mr. Robertson, Gordon Robertson. I can hear him finding my headphones, but I don't want you guys to hear me in my headphones. So, yeah, I'm picking this stuff apart. He's tall. He's a graduate of West Point, and I'm counting. I wanted to count the shots, and I noticed the reactions. And the first thing I looked for when he went, as I went right back, and I wanted to see his head movements. And sure enough, he goes, and it goes, instead of coming through here, and it would have just a millisecond before, he goes to look at the Jumbotron. So he not only does he move just his head, he actually moves his body back maybe an inch, and his chin is then jutted. So about an inch and a half is now not here, it's over here. But the ear is still in the line of fire. Only his ear. And yes, this is when you talk about biblical, is when you talk about angels, when that type of shit's going on. Forgive me, Michael. I love Archangel Michael. Lots of stuff on him. Lots of stuff. The Renaissance period. Oh my! So I just love the 21st century. I had intended to be an archaeologist, and you see where that got me. So that's why I love this stuff. So I don't want to get this actually to fall over. We're going to move that back because I have like two sets here. Besides, this is my used to be my case, and I've had each one of these. I've had to take all the souvenir spots off and put them on 5 or 6 other things, and that's how many I've collected over the years, over the past say almost 40 years. So this, I have my old Cadillac key, my golden key. I love my Cadillac. I had it for almost 15 years. Love that car. Miss it still. I do like my little kit, though. Yeah, I got a little Chevy Cruze. My husband put me in. He always gives me the title, so I never argue with the man. He's just too good. So yes, back where I was. So I'm looking again. I noticed a head movement. Well, I wasn't the only one. It took about 2-3 days for most people to catch on. And that was what they heard from people who testified. And this is why people talk fast, because they have a lot to say and they have a lot of time. And I'm thirsty. I hope that's getting cold. Put a lot of ice in there. So yeah, the first thing I noticed, I'm counting to 3. 1, 2, 3, and suddenly he's down. This man's a West Point graduate. Secret Service ain't nowhere near. Nowhere near. Now watch this clip, folks. Watch and count those shots. He drops. He knows he's just been nearly killed. Now he had to not only assimilate this, but he had to react on this. And he's not a young pup. He's not 20, just fresh out of, Baghdad, whatever we're fighting today. Which hopefully we're not fighting anything. But again, he is a West Point graduate. That stuff don't go away. I'm a veteran myself. There's certain shit that does not go away, folks. It doesn't. You might be 100 years old, but you still remember how to throw that flipping grenade. I promise you. And when you hear rapid gunfire, and it takes you a second to process the fact that A, you're hearing rapid gunfire, B, you've been shot, C, you've got no body protecting you. Nothing. Now he remembers in that nanosecond, the bunting, everything on the stage, everything around him is made of steel. This is not usually publicized. I know this, but you're going to go through the back door to find out some of that stuff. So it was wonderful working in D.C. Yeah, I go to the smoking on July the 4th. Anyway, that's a story too. Couple. So yes, he drops. He knows that everything on that stage is metal. And his only chance of surviving, and he's got a nanosecond. I mean, you can look at the time yourself. You have to freeze frame it to get this information, to pick up these little pieces. His brain had to process that fast. He had to go, hell, I've been shot. Oh my God, they're still shooting. There's cover, drop in a nanosecond. He didn't have a millisecond to even understand he'd been shot. He was startled, is what I think it was. CNBC was saying, oh, he was startled. Like it was a fucking being, excuse me again, pissed off about this shit. Somebody trying to kill an American former president, irregardless of whether he's running or not. We all know that they lied, they set him up, they tried to take him through the courts for 3 years so he wouldn't be able to run. They have used every conceivable means at their disposal, including the IRS, the FBI, the CIA, and now the Secret Service. Now, I'm just an old Army veteran. I'm a grandma. My son is in his 40s. My grandson's 25. So I'm not a young chicken here. The first thing, besides the headway I checked, was where was the sniper? Where was the shooter? And I'm looking, I'm like, what the hell? Now, I had not paid attention to this ahead of time at all. When I heard in that 15 minutes after it happened that he'd been nearly assassinated, that got my attention. Because I investigated about President Reagan's and President Kennedy's deaths for years because it was that important to me. And I mean, I wanted to know how can your own country, who you were, why would your own country kill you? Because they tried every other means at their disposal to depose him from the pedestals on. Well, now the cases at court have been thrown out. In New York, they've been thrown out. And Georgia, they've been thrown out. I'm a Georgia. Well, I can't say I'm a Georgia person. I'm in Georgia. Haven't been a while. My husband's from Georgia. I'm from Chicago. Whole different set of rules there, as everyone knows. So I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 3. He's down. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After that, I counted 5 more shots, rapid fire. This wasn't pow, pow. This was. There's a difference, and everybody knows this. Watch a police episode, for God's sake. It's not like any of us are stupid. It's not freaking rocket science. This guy's been fired on 8 times. There's not a Secret Service personnel within spitting distance yet. Okay. The shooter, as they call him, the sniper, as far as I'm concerned, 20 years old, supposedly untrained. Well, you don't have to be trained much. Just take it out there and fire for a while. Move that bullseye back a couple hundred yards each time. You'll get good. That's how they train you. So it doesn't matter if you got a drill sergeant sitting there screaming in your face. You can do it on your own. It's the 21st century. You don't need some of these things. And this is what apparently this boy had said. I'm like, why didn't they secure this rooftop? Why didn't they secure this building? Isn't it? It's the same way they dropped it during President Kennedy's, especially President Kennedy's assassination. Oh, they had Lee Harvey Oswald in the books story. No, I was the guy in the grass. Oswald did not fire the long, as people say now, the long gun. And he did fire, however, and kill an officer, I believe, with a short gun. I remember right. Because they had to get rid of him. So they had the little gangster Jack Ruby come in and shoot him. Then somebody else had to come shoot Ruby. Yeah. And at one point, did anybody go, that just screams assassination by your own government. It just screams it. And they get away with it. Well, yeah. What are you going to do? Going to take a knife to a gunfight? No. There's a reason why that people say you can't fight City Hall. You can't. You can't so far. But they're going to knock your ass out shortly. Yeah, somebody going to take your ass down hard. You will never even breathe anything like that again. Now, here I watch this again come true. And I'm watching this. And I'm like, oh my God. If we'd have had these tools available when President Kennedy died, we would have known without any reasonable doubt that he was killed by the CIA and working through the mob or with the mob. And we figured that out by now anyway. Same with Marilyn Monroe. She was killed by, I believe, Robert Kennedy and Peter Lawford. I saw, and they've removed it, but I did see a picture of her at the morgue, and her face. That's happened to me. Someone has tried to kill me and almost did. And that was how they did it. Now, with Marilyn, they were throwing pills into her, so she was trying to swallow them. So they wouldn't let her breathe until she swallowed them, choked, and so forth. You can see it, all that. Yeah, you can tell. So there was no question that this was not a suicide. She did not fight her own freaking hand to take that shit. Yeah, it was in her system. But again, I believe that was what was going on. Just a few days before that, she had sung "Happy Birthday." She was so drunk. Where's love? Like Jackie didn't catch on, bitch. Poor Jackie. And I mean, I don't know why she'd take her high heel off and just start setting about hitting him in the face and head with it. I mean, just saying. It's not like they'd been happy if it were the other way around. That'd have been a right on out. That would never have flown. Just doing this. Yeah, ain't no disqualifying members for men, but there are for the women. They just quiet. Just check it out. So what happened to this detail? So finally, I'm hearing all these shots are fired, all 8 shots that I can ever catch on these tapes, or maybe you call this. Yeah, I don't keep up with the jargon. I already counted 8 shots and still no detail. Okay, I'm not seeing any comm links, walkie talkies. They're still fumbling to get a gun, which none of them palms. None of those agents drew a fucking gun. None of them. Why? Oh, they had sharpshooters. Well, it was one of your sharpshooters that took the bitch out, but you didn't do that when he was climbing up the building, setting the shit up. You didn't catch that. He was in direct line of sight of both the stage and the shooters, or well, the Secret Service snipers. So he was. You couldn't miss this bitch crawling up this building and setting his shit up on a roof that you guys did not commandeer. You didn't square it away. I don't even know how to frame a word that just it screams. We were in on this. You can't get out of that. Nobody drops a ball that hard. They didn't even have the damn ball. They didn't know where the damn ball was. They didn't just drop it. They never had it. They didn't have it because they intended not to have it. And yet, we were just lacking our no. You people need to be in jail for attempted murder, treason. I could throw a few more in there, but you get my drift. I'd like to know also why the Secret Service director has not resigned because there's no. And where is this detail? Because I don't know where they are, but whoever, if they do send somebody else, should immediately go back in and not go anywhere with them. Uh, you know, I did believe she had an interview. I caught a second or two of it. Was not happy with what I heard and skipped on. As I said, I noticed exactly how many shots. I noticed what they did. The other thing that I found absolutely maddening. Okay, he's been shot. He's realized this. He's dropped down because he knows he's got security behind this metal a wee bit. Again, Secret Service hasn't showed up. Again, shots are still going. Okay. Yeah, they're still going. I don't know how many Secret Service sniper fired, but suddenly the shots stopped. So I'm thinking the shooter fired, we'll call him the shooter, fired 5 rounds. I don't know why only 5. Automatic, might have tore it up. AK-47? Oh, God, I tore it up. And I wouldn't have even, I don't think they're first because I'm in line of fire for his security personnel. Well, why didn't his security personnel secure this building? It was in direct line of sight. It's less than, I think, 300 miles or 300 yards away. Jeez Louise, guys. And you can't say this was just a lapse in security. It was not a lapse in security. That's not having any security at all. Former President Trump could have arranged that better himself. And truthfully, if you want my opinion, I reckon people really don't. He should not even rely on Secret Service anymore. He should detail that shit out to a private firm. You get $1 million a month if I live to see the next month until this shit right. I wouldn't use anybody from any type CIA, FBI. I wouldn't use none of them letters around me. No. Y'all had your shot. This was the other thing I keep getting sidetracked on was he's gone down. Okay, the Secret Service finally fucking arrived, and they want to do this protection bubble, right? Well, what they did was, again, screamed to me that they were doing this on purpose. They make the president stand up. The president is head and shoulders above these bastards. There's a woman who's like, she got to be like me, 5'2". I would never have tried to be in that detail for a minute. 6'4". You can't cover him with your body. He's 6'4". She's 5'2", and she's doing this jumping thing. I think it was their first detail. So he said something about there were 5 women on the detail. I could even tell that all the men were short. All of them were fumbling for weapons that they never palmed. Not one of them drew a weapon. Trying to straighten their shirts and their jackets. Meanwhile, it's like they said, "Look, you missed. Try again," because his shoulders are up there. I mean, the one Secret Serviceman in particular, who's actually 2, they had the woman in between because she's trying. Shoot me, so they're trying to move their arms into the big section, and he's not protected in the most horrific way. He's not protected a second time. They're finally freaking there, and they got him head and shoulders above them. They did not bubble him. Oh, they made it look like they did. They sure as hell didn't. And if you really look at this, you'll go, "What the hell? What the hell?" First, you failed to secure the perimeter. Second, you failed to stand with the president. Third, you failed at even just visually protecting the president with your own bodies. You completely failed at that too. Then you finally get to the limo. Again, he's still head and shoulders up there, like, "Hey, you missed, try again." And I see one, and Trump's pissed off, and he's up there telling, "Fuck you, fight." I would have done the same shit thing. He got my admiration. He did when he was president, and the way he did it. And I really did not like Mr. Trump, but I feared way more for the country if at that time Hillary would have won. So I couldn't even watch because your own vote doesn't make any difference. Check it out. I said every time, go to Google, it'll tell you the electoral college votes and the American president. Supposedly representing your vote, which they do before you vote. So you figure it out. I don't fucking vote. Nobody fucking votes. Not that it matters. I see all my stuff is on here. I got a lot of stuff popping up. And for me, I have 2 systems, and it's easier for me if I just go over to my guest system and pull it up there and do whatever. Hey guys, love all you guys. Thanks bunches. Um, Again, I really try not to do that so much because you can see where I'm looking. So in any event, like I said, the next thing I see is that they get him to the limo. And there again, he's head and shoulders up. He could have been shot at any time after they took him from concealment. He'd already taken shelter. They pop his ass up like a jack in the fucking box and say, "We're going this way." And literally, and he's fighting the whole time. There's just no filters on the man. Like I said, he got my admiration. He is who he is. And I like that. It's professional. And because the swamp doesn't cover DC folks. I've been around for decades as far as things like that going on. And the corruption goes from it's at everybody. The minute you get into politics, you're fucking corrupt. They'll tell you every damn thing you did wrong and swear they will make you pay for it in horrific ways if you don't do it like they won't. So you really can't get out of the system like that. You just got to stop politics. And pray they don't follow you just for fun. This is why one of the senators, I won't mention their name, used to always say, "Wanda, you got to leave. You're gonna get shot. You're gonna get shot." I probably would have been stayed. So yeah, so the one Secret Serviceman, there was one that was fairly tall. He was like 6'1", probably. I mean, he came out to at least here, maybe like because Trump is not a little bitty thing. He's a big man, like his son. Although Barron towers over him, love the boy, and his wife. Class, just starving class. That lady, smart as a tack. Yes, she is. And that's why everybody, I guess, hated her. I don't know why. I hadn't seen anybody that was worth even calling the title of First Lady to from Jackie Kennedy until Mrs. Trump. Very, very honorable, exceptionally smart, talented, classy, beautiful woman. And if you can't see that, I don't want to talk to you. Don't comment. Got nothing for you over here. So yeah, he finally jumps. He literally has to jump, watch the footage. He kind of and gets the president's head with his hand like it's a basketball and shoves him into the limo. Meanwhile, there are no more shots. All the shots that were fired, both by the shooter and by the Secret Service snipers, whatever you want to call them, those were the first 8 shots you heard. There were no other shots fired. They didn't have comm links. They weren't near him. They didn't get to him. They jumped him out like a jack in the box. He's out there doing this because this older man who's just been shot, has processed all that, realizes that they tried to kill him. Meanwhile, there's only less than a minute, I think, in time has passed at that point. It seems longer, but it's not. All the shots have been fired before the Secret Service come into the picture. They were all done. They'd already killed one in the audience, a grandfather and a father. And yet, people don't seem to understand that Mr. Trump, the former president, West Point graduate, knew he was shot, sought shelter, understood that the Secret Service was not protecting him at all, or there would be no shooter. He knew this in a nanosecond. And then they arrive and pop him up like a jack in the box. Say, "You missed. Try again. Try again. Try again. No, try again. Try again." Why aren't they shooting? This is. I could just see bubbles over their heads. This is the way I describe it. And that's what they were thinking. I bet you 9 to 5. Yeah. They're like, okay, they missed. Try again. Try again. Why is nobody shooting? Because they knew that this was a huge gap in their defenses. They knew this. This is the first damn thing you do. I've been out of the military for decades, and I swear to God, even if you hadn't been in the military, you'd have to go. That's a nest. That could be a nest. You got to secure this, and they didn't, and they weren't there to protect him. And after the shots are fired, they finally arrive, but they're not protecting him. They take him out of the protective covering. Don't palm their weapons and start frog walking him across the stage because they're only up to his shoulders. One little girl's down to his chest. And he's definitely, they're trying to keep him down because he's that tall. And they realize now, okay, nobody's going to shoot anymore, so we got to act like we're protecting this bitch. So, and he knows all that. This is a very intelligent man, which he proved to me beyond a shadow of a doubt when this happened. Intelligent and worthy of the office again. Definitely worthy of the office again. This is a man who processes shit fast, and you have to if you're going to try to run a country, for God's sake. So, yeah, I'm like, okay, I like this. Now, I don't believe votes count. Oh, yeah. The Electoral College is going to represent your vote. I don't know how. It's like 8 months until the damn election. And I'm fairly certain that the Electoral College is going to jump in here anytime now. I can't never remember when it. Just Google the shit. You can ask me. I'll put it in the comments if you want. I say this almost every broadcast. I don't tell everybody what's going on other than my own interpretation of that. If you want me to drop the videos, I would. I haven't yet been given any feedback that says I should. There are those that they're called reactors and so forth, like Casper Side. Just love him. Yeah, those are great. That's what they do. That's what they did before it converted. Only they were radio personalities and so forth. But now they've got the podcast. Joe Rogan, comedian. I mean, these are people who have been in the business. I'm just a little amateur old lady, and I think it's social Woodstock, and I think it's a wonderful medium for us to get up here and say, we're not stupid. You sons of bitches tried to kill him. And not be afraid to say it. And wait to see if they take it down. How many people are going to jump up here and say to me, I caught that too. I saw that. I've had a few. I'd like a few more. I do not make money on this channel. I am not averse to doing so. So, Anybody got anything to throw back in the comments on that for me? Part of that too is, like I said, the reactors are pulling. You're seeing it on other podcasts, just like I was able to grab footage. Yes, I didn't have my stiffener or my relaxation for once. I'm going for both. Mm. Chose my cinnamon one. That one's got a bit of a bite. I call it my airplane mode. When I used to fly a lot, and I think the last time I flew was 09 or 10, something like that. In any event, it's been a little while. And I don't intend to repeat the experience with this new shit. I am not that big a person. I used to weigh only like 90, 100 pounds, so I was a little bit thinner. A little bit. Nowadays, I'm a little thicker, a little bit wider. I'm rocking that. Thank you. So I'm like, okay, I'll just take a train, a car, a rental. I'll walk, a sled dog. I mean, I'm not getting on these fucking planes again. It was bad enough when I got on that last flight. And I said when I got out, and I had a hop and everything. I was going to Wisconsin from Middle Georgia down below Macon. So I had to run to the Atlanta airport. Still had to hop, run through the place with your shoes in your hands and your bags, and because you can't take all of them in there. When I flew, they took your bags, they smiled. If things went wrong, they gave you your money back, got you a different flight, gave you a comp card for it, put you in a hotel. Nowadays, they just go, oh, no, we don't have to cover that. We're closing. Bye. The lines alone at Atlanta were horrific. And I've always flown the hubs. Anybody that flies a lot's going to fly a hub, be it Chicago. And here and Midway. Oh my God. I don't know how I didn't stop flying them. It was always scary. They even rip off your luggage back then. I learned that lesson the hard way. But now it's not only that. I mean, everybody's rude as shit. You don't get anything to eat, even because it's not a big flight. It's not a long flight. I used to get fed on flights that were like 45 minutes, plus 2 drinks in between. That's how they made that extra money. So, that was before credit cards got exorbitant at that point. And I didn't really use it. I had a credit card for Big Express. I'm glad I got rid of those. Yeah. Paying them a lot of money to spend your money is the bottom line. Ponzi scheme. Almost Ponzi scheme. Don't get me started. Like Medicaid and Medicare. When you get to 65, folks, let me warn you now, you start getting your Social Security. By the time you hit 65, if you get into it beforehand, or if you join in or get your benefits started at 65, they automatically take out Medicaid and Medicare parts A and B. And I didn't make a lot considering, I can't say how much I got that I have coming out of my retirement. I can, however, say that they took a nice chunk out of it and out of my Social Security to pay for Medicaid and Medicare now. So where the hell did the monies that I put in for 50 years for those 2 benefits they were all opposite? They were on their own. You didn't just pay Social Security and then some went to Medicaid and Medicare. No. You paid Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare. So where the hell's my money? And why were you trying to get me for Social Security? Why were you taking Medicaid and Medicare benefits out of Social Security? I paid Medicaid and Medicare. Well, I asked them at Social Security. Well, they just automatically do that. When I don't give a damn when they do it. I asked you how. How is that legal? I wish to take them to court, and I'm not kidding you. I am not kidding one little bit. I've been doing a little bit of research on my own. I don't believe in hiring an attorney. I can read. Everything's on damn Google. Being whatever. Yeah. Use it. Don't pay that son of a bitch $500 a phone call. Been there. Fired him anyway. Did my own divorce. Make that short. Yes, I'm angry about the Social Security going belly up. It's okay. It's okay for them to steal all of the monies they take from you on Medicaid and Medicare. Check it out. Grow a pair. Go find out. Come and talk to me. I'll be happy to talk about this for hours. Not at the same time. We'll put it in 2 or 3 parts, guys. I have people say that they didn't really want to come on as a guest because I'm Lady Hippy at the Bar, and I didn't change that. because I'm Lady Hippy at the fucking bar. Make that of what you will. And that's where I'm at. I technically usually have a stiffener on the ear. I'm not scared of this shit. I have other people go to me, aren't you just a little bit laid back for, how do you get over your shyness? Or aren't you just a, no, I don't care. I'm talking to myself. I do this all the time. Retirement is rather quiet. Um, no, I'm not up here for show. I'm up here for, I want to talk to folk. I want to, where's our brains? Get our heads out of our asses. Mine's been there a long time. My head's been up my ass for decades. And I woke up and I said, wait a minute. I can try a podcast. I can reach others that are like me. They're middle class, they're retired, they're not stupid. I mean, this shit is not rocket science, folks. When they take your Medicaid and Medicare insurance payments from your Social Security that you're drawing, that's your retirement. They take it out of your retirement per month to the tune of several $100s. I didn't pay that much for Blue Cross Blue Shield, for God's sakes. For me to actually use $200 worth a month or whatever on Medicaid and Medicare, I'd have to go to the hospital and have huge tests run, like a CAT scan or some shit. Where's the monies I paid for those two? Where is the money? And yeah, if there is somebody watching me that's an attorney or has any advice on that subject, I would be eternally grateful for. If there is someone out there that's like me that is fighting back, and I did instantly as soon as that was the other thing. I was notified by letter. You gotta love that, because everything else has got to be online. They can't stand it. It's paperless, paperless, paperless. Then you get a thing in the mail that says, "Oh yeah, we're going to dine you for several $100s a month for your Medicaid and Medicare insurance." Excuse me. One, did not sign up for those. Two, where's the money? I already frickin' paid you. Three, knock it the hell off and get off my money. Already, I'm pissed at you. So you can imagine how well that went. And yes, they will be refunding those funds. I'm a veteran. I don't use those funds yet. And if I do, I intend to find out where those funds are. So I hope that I'm not the only idiot out here who's went, my husband doesn't have a problem with. No, he had to be stage 4 cancer. We both had, it's our generation. They poisoned us for so long. We didn't catch on. We had cancer. We beat it. Amen. And so he went from disability to retirement, although he still works. So you're allowed to work and make so much a year. Yeah, like I'm running out there to get that $5.50 an hour, whatever the hell it is. Screw you. It's just, you can tell I'm a little jaded. So yeah, I mean, and I asked him the same thing. I said, why are you paying this from your Social Security account? Why aren't you paying this from your Medicaid account and your Medicare account? You had both. Paid it. I got the receipts for a lot of it. Still, I usually keep 10 years of records and then rotate them out. And things like taxes, I don't. I keep that shit. And so I have an entire room full of shit. So yeah, and he just breezed past me. My husband does not argue with me. I keep trying. It's been almost 40 years. He's just not working it with me. So I can't get through to him. I mean, I probably got through, but again, it's my husband. And that's the way he deals with me. He's learned after almost 4 decades that if you fall into that rabbit hole, you're going to be drinking freaking tea with the Mad Hatter in about 10 minutes. And then you won't have a clue as to what's going on. So he opted out of that stuff. Like the podcast is always, you go do your podcast, just give me a heads up. Right now he's over at Friends. He calls the boss. They call him MacGyver. So if somebody, this is a guy who used to run, Robert worked with then 18-wheelers. Robert would run those. Now he runs the 18-wheeler wrecker if they need to. Right now he's over there because he somehow didn't get paid. Something is what I've been told. I don't keep up with that. I don't know how many of my viewers are like us. Some of you must be my age, especially if you can catch me, because I do tend to talk. And that do the same thing we do. But my husband had stage 4 throat cancer, so it was his throat that was affected badly. And so when he sleeps, the windows rattle. And it was bad enough before, but you kind of get used to it. I used earplugs. But finally, you're old. You wake up one day, what the hell is that noise? Said, knock it the shit off. So I'm like, this has got to change. Well, he wanted a man cave, and he was getting better at this point. And finally, he went to work even before his feeding tube was removed. He had to have liquids he could chew as well. And this guy was just unstoppable. I mean, he's out there working with a feeding tube. So it's still doing the insurance stuff. So we have two rooms upstairs, and so there's a lovely bath in between that connects to both rooms. So we make him an apartment up there, basically refrigerator, microwave. Poor boy, now he's got three cats with it. All three of them need medical attention almost on a daily basis. One goes into anaphylactic shock. One had an ear infection type thing going where she was bitten by a spider. The other one is just never. We could rescued four black kittens that were like 2 weeks old. They were caught fish netting in our boat, and the mama. We lost the mama. She died. God bless her, run free. So we still have four babies. They're grown now, two boys, two girls. The boys aren't happy with us. We had those neutered, yeah. So he ends up with, one of them because we gave him baths. We gave him flea baths when we came back from the vet. And she has never forgiven us for this. She will not come downstairs. It'd be ghost. I don't know. She just won't do it. So she's upstairs. And then, of course, the other two are up there to keep them out of the other cat's way so that they don't bother them because there it is, because they're not well, and they have different difficulties. And just for an example, we saved four kittens in the past month. And so they've been closeted in my room, a lovely master bedroom, sans bath. I love the bath. So I have had, kittens, four of them, different litters, I'm assuming. One was brought to the door called Fast Walker. The other I call Miracle because I cut her out of the tarpaulin, and I didn't know if I was going to save her. She about lost her leg. She had about cut herself. I mean, she'd about decapitated herself. It was horrific injuries. And so she's required a lot of care, and I didn't mind doing it at all. And then I found, I couldn't believe it myself. One I ended up calling Gizmo. I kept seeing her. She was just lethargic. She was always laying by herself. I never saw her eat, and she was just so tiny. And so I picked her up one day, and I was like, she doesn't weigh anything. And she should have been 6 or 7 weeks old by then, I assume. But she was a fighter. She squirmed and wiggled and hissed, and I put her back down. We take care of any of the strays that come through. We put out food twice a day and fresh water. Don't even ask. I've already been taken to court over that shit. I don't understand what a good Samaritan is anymore because the courts say you can't do that shit. You could actually give somebody who's homeless on the street a sandwich and they will take you to court. Look it up. I can't make this shit up. I got to get off here shortly. Yeah. So we have cats. Then we had to cut another one. I did cut another one out of the tarpaulin again. So tarpaulins are all gone. I got to her. I heard her when I was in my kitchen. And she was on the line right out the back. And people don't realize what they see walls. Those walls are like this thick. Yeah, I can hand a kitten through that shit. I don't think that's going to help me in a tornado. I can't make this up. Entertainment, folks. Entertainment. So, yeah, come see me. Come listen. Don't just see me, shitheads. Leave a comment. Grow a pair. Come on. Oh, I forgot. Oh, that would have been fun, wouldn't it? Yeah, what the hell? Oh, yeah, this is whiskey, by the way, guys. That's my Stifter's a whiskey. And I also get to take something for pain in the middle of the day. It's very small, but I disagreed at the time. They put me on a small narcotic. And I disagreed because I had not taken any narcotics. I had taken them for 30 years, and I had managed to get off of all that, which everybody knows about. And I have a lot of spasms and attacks, and I don't like to admit those things. Nobody likes to admit that they're not really well. But But I think that honesty is really the best policy. And so, yes, I take quite a few medications, the old tickers downstairs. So, yeah, I'm into those. In this last time, and I was surprised because I get seen by the VA, of course. I don't know if everybody realizes that follows me, but I'm a veteran, so I go to the VA. I do not use medicated Medicare. And so I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to, but okay, because I had a new doctor I'd been to 3 or 4 times. And it wasn't new. She came to me during the pandemic. And so suddenly she says, about 6 months ago, we're going to put you on this because you're still, she touched me. And I was like, don't you do this. I will hit your ass. That'll be just a reaction to the pain. So don't do that, But she noticed my reaction you couldn't miss it. And the nurse too, they're like, don't do it. Don't give her a gun. So they don't have to have a lot of it. Of course, I'm a veteran, and I'm not stupid. Neither are you. That's why you have weapons. That's why I live in the U.S. Because we can have weapons. Have you seen what happens to the Bobbies in Britain? And I'm British, and this DNA says I can't tell them that. I get to have my little cigar every once in a while. My husband leaves these for me. He's very kind about that because I had to quit smoking. Yeah. Apparently somebody wants me to hang around. I don't know what the hell for, but yeah, I'm still here. Why would? So the reason I popped through this morning was to actually find out if there were any more idiots like me that were going, okay, I'm not buying your shit. You guys deliberately, you can't drop the ball like that. You didn't have the ball. You didn't even know you was going to get a ball. You didn't drop that son of a bitch. It was never there. You cannot tell me that fucking security, 101 doesn't say, oh, yeah, that building right there with the ciphers coming out. Yeah, you might want to secure that next time. Yeah. And Trump knew in a nanosecond when he was dropping it, once he got up to, that they weren't there to protect him, that they had failed miserably to protect him, and that they had failed on purpose. They didn't actually fail. They did exactly what they wanted to do. What happened was exactly what they wanted to happen. However, they only winged him. They only winged him. And that made him want to fight more. Sure as hell would put me on my feet. It has. And they didn't shoot me. You're going to love your phone when you get a call and it says potential spam. Why are you putting the bitch through to my phone? It's potential. It's potential spam. You're going to let them call my ass anyway. Yeah, I love that shit. Not so much. And so, again, I've gone through several things here at once, probably because of my stiffener. I apologize again. I had just threw myself together real quick on a break, just because I was listening to stuff and it pissed me off. Truthfully, it pissed me off. I wanted to talk to others, and I've seen like-minded as these others are coming out on their podcast. And I have seen that I, of course, am not the only one who's like, what the hell did you people do? Or really, what the hell did you people not do? And it is so flippant obvious. It is in your face. We want you to die shit. Personally, I want them all tried and convicted. I want them to go through the courts. I want us to be able to see what happens to them. They should never, ever be allowed a firearm again in this country. They should never, ever, ever be allowed to hold a federal job again in this country. Personally, they should be asking if you want fries with that after they get out of a 10-year jail sentence. That's just me. Well, actually, it's a few of us. Which is why I jumped up here and said, what the hell? Somebody popped in and tell me, what the hell? The other good thing I saw was that the Fannie Willis trial against Mr. Trump has been thrown out. The corruption in the state of Georgia is unimaginable, unthinkable, and unexpressible. It is so high from top to bottom that the wall can't be seen from the top of it. You can't see the top of that wall. It's so bad. This is the most corrupt state I have ever seen in my life, and I'm from fucking Chicago. Yeah, put that in your pipe or smoke that. Hmm. If you see me, come and tell me you did. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the dislike. I don't give a shit. Bring it. Come and talk to me. If you are here at all, I don't care if you have a podcast. I don't care if you have an email. I don't care. This is what this is about. It's Woodstock, social Woodstock. We can do anything we want up here. Well, other than maybe nudity. And I'm not sure I'm not going to push that point. I tried to top this earlier. I kid. I can't have no more of that. I promised I would never have more than 3 or 4 puffs of one of my cigars at a time, so that I don't sit there and smoke the whole thing and start becoming an addict again. And so it has to be done in moderation. And it's like old Mr. George Burroughs. Love you. Shout out. He's gone. He's on the other side waiting on me. And I loved him. He always had a cigar at the end of his show after his wife passed away. He never married again. Lived to be 101, I believe it was. No, I'm not looking for that. I'm not trying to live to 101. Oh my God. I've said it before. It's like no one lived 929 years or something. He get down, begat, 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 begat. Some more. Can you imagine? And yet people seem to want to do everything they can to keep their life, like cryogenics and so forth. Okay, so you're freezing your head and you think you're in 2492. They can help you out with that. This guy's going to say, I don't need my head. Let's try it. No. We have seen cloning. We have seen in vitro fertilization and all of the above. So basically, we don't need the men anymore, just the sperm count. My husband sees this. He's going to be in the comments. Which is absolutely hysterically funny. So you might want to read a few of those. If you see me, like I said, like, share, dislike, I don't care. Subscribe would be nice. It helps the channel. Again, I don't make money, but I'm not averse to that. Nobody should be. I do like many of those who broadcast, and it's what gave me the idea. I think that all of us, as I said, are social Woodstock. We're the old hippies, the baby boomers, whatever the hell moniker they want to give us. That's who we are. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's a good thing because it's like people like me, my age, and so forth. We have grown grandchildren. It would behoove us to stand up and go, "What the hell are you talking about? What the hell did you just do?" We need to be heard. I don't want to get out of a soapbox and make everybody do certain things my way. I just want to know if there's like-minded folk, which I absolutely know there is. Okay, it'll sneak up and hit you in the back of the head, though. Unfortunately, been fun. The cinnamon taste, that is. It's whiskey. It's a Red Ball whiskey. Got a lot of cinnamon. Probably why I'm so entertaining. When you look at this, as I've said before, they said, why aren't you a little more shy? I couldn't get up there and do that. Tans them up. This is my Tansy, one of the black kittens that we rescued. They usually will jump up by. We let them do what they want. We pretty much cat-proofed the house decades ago, it seems like. We had dogs, same thing. They know that if I tell them so, I mean it. But otherwise, they have free range. And I don't mind if they get on the bar. So this is cleaned 2-3 times a day. Yeah, it's something to do. I'd get in trouble if I didn't stay busy, folks. As one can see, my glasses, I think, are a little crooked. In any event, I think maybe it's me, it's crooked. Just having to notice, like, what the? And they're a little too tight. My husband had to repair them for me. Not really. I could have just gone and bought a pair. I get so PO'd about doing that. They won't let you use your old frames. I don't know why now. I like the frames. I'm going to pick them, but you got to pick another pair, and it's never the same pair. Then you got to use them. You got to go back to it. And I had surgery on both eyes last year, so yeah, I'm not looking forward to going there. They tell me one more time I need surgery again, I'm going to bitch slap somebody up in there. So send bail money to. Again, if you see me, if you like what you've seen, if you're interested in what I'm talking about, please come tell me. Throw a comment in there. Hit the live chat. I don't care. Share. Hit the subscription. Again, it helps the channel, helps me. Again, I do not make money at this, but I am not averse to doing so. I'm basically what I said. Just not basically. I am what I say I am. I'm a lady hippie at the bar. I'm a lady. I'm a hippie. And I'm a veteran. And I'm a lot of hats. I'm a writer. Lots of things. Used to be a nurse. Used to be just used to be. Now I'm retired, so that applies. Now I'm just a part-time podcaster, very amateur podcaster. So again, tell me if you see me. I hate to get off my soapbox because I really do enjoy talking to everybody. People think I'm a little bit crazy because they don't want to do that. They certainly don't want to be a guest. Almost everybody has fairly high placed positions that I know. See, my glasses just won't work. And so they don't want to come on a program that is titled Lady Hippie at the Bar. It denotes either drug addicts or drunks or both. And I'm up here having my Coca-Cola and my little stiffer on here. I'm not going to hide who I am. I'm not ashamed of who I am. It took me 65 years to get to here. What the shit? And tell me 65 years was a waste? No, hell no. I enjoyed the climb to get here. I'm going to enjoy sitting at the top and looking down at you other dumbasses going, huh? Seriously? I mean, did they dumb the next generations down this far? Well, actually, I can answer that because I taught my grandson. His parents were busy just like I was in a parent. And this generation had all this tech to theirs the whole time. And I was like, give me that shit. Get over there. Here's a pencil. Get the vacuum. Whenever he screwed up at my grandson, whenever he screwed up at school, they sent him. Basically, it was every weekend. And at first, I actually always did. And my son, he knew this, his father. I always said, if you're screwing up, you can help me clean. And I GI my house. I don't just clean a house. I mean, everything is cleaned. And they hated that when they were growing up. And my stepdaughter included. And my other 3 step-grandchildren. And they are so wonderful. They're brilliant children. My grandson on my son's side has already gone Army, as his grandmother did, as he says. And he's now out. He's a veteran. My step-grandson is a medic. He trained at Fort Sam Houston, where I used to teach those medics out in the field. So that was deja vu for me. And he remembered what I used to say about Texas, San Antonio in particular. So he went to all the places he'd heard his grandparents talk about. It was really wonderful to hear that. And he is overseas now, and I can't really say where he's at. But he's a medic, and I'm very proud of all the kids. Even my grandson on my son's side, he has 2 half sisters, and one of his half sisters is a Marine. So I'm very, very proud of that. Even though I'm adopted, I don't know if everybody who follows me knows I'm adopted, and I learned to just go with that name. And they went back to the Civil War further, basically the War for Independence. And on the blood side, the birth side, it was the same way. So I'm kind of, I have military that runs through my veins, and I've never gone too far from it. I still miss the military. I'm a Virgo, so I like things put in their place, and I'm a bit of a bitch. So maybe so I have to be the one that tells you what to do, because you don't know what to do. I'll watch out. I'm gonna fuck around for a while. Come on here and do this shit, right? I love these stiffeners when Robert gets me these. In any event, I see I've had my whole hour today. I was only going to do a half hour. So go out there and find out what the truth is. Don't just sit there and not use these vehicles that we're given in the 21st century. Come out here and talk to me. Tell me what's going on, what you think's going on, what you think isn't going on. Just come on out and talk to me. I swear I cannot get through this guy. I don't know who you are, so I can't hurt you. I'm not being very entertaining. This is why I'm fun at flying. So yeah, won't go on them now when they have just 12 seats in a row. No, it's like standing up with shoulder pads. Like you're on an amusement park, right? Okay, we're ready. When do we land? No, hell no. And no, I'm not upgrading my ticket so I can do just a seat upstairs. Nah, and just drive. Screw it. I can stop and see shit now. Not that I'm really going to travel much anyway. We have a lovely RV that's drivable. Big thing. It's like a house. Couldn't drive his phone until I'd have to park it. So, gotta go. So, everybody, pop out there. Tell everybody. Send me some stuff. Hit that comment. Tell me you saw it. Tell me you didn't like it. Tell me the old lady needs some help. Come on. In the meantime, toodles, dudes. Gotta go. See you on the big side.